Eric Muathe with Muathe.com. December 9th, 2016. It's not every day that you come across a situation where the Dow is moving above 69.1 on the monthly. Take a look at the weekly. Right now we are seeing the Dow this week moving above 69.1. Take a look at the daily. The daily for the Dow has been above 69.1 from somewhere around here from about a couple weeks ago. So again, daily above 69.1. Take a look at the hourly, and the hourly for the Dow right now has been above 69.1 as the instrument trades at all-time highs. This is why, because even the hourly is trading above 69.1, which is pretty much a sign of superior strength. I mean, even the hourly right now continues to hold above 69.1, which I tell you, it's very rare to see all these time frames trading above this threshold. Now, it just means that chances of this market just dropping off and just going on a major drop are off the table for now. I mean, that is off. In fact, don't be surprised, even with pullbacks. You know, a pullback here, little bit, doesn't mean that the market is done because of the strength. As long as we are looking at the hourly chart, the daily, the weekly, and the monthly, if all of them continue holding above 69.1, in fact, let me say this, as long as the monthly continues to trade above 69.1, and then even the weekly, expect higher prices. Yes, the daily might come off that threshold, the hourlies might do that. In other words, even though, let's go to that daily chart, even though we are going to see at some point a pullback, RSI pullback, you know, something like that, at some point I believe there's going to be a higher high, because as long as the monthly chart, and this is the key, that monthly chart, as long as the monthly chart can hold above 69.1, you absolutely have to expect higher prices. Take a look also, as long as the weekly can hold above that threshold, expect higher prices. And keep in mind, I've been saying this for the last 2-3 weeks, ever since the market moved above 69.1 early on here in November. It's been a slow grind there for a while, and then just an explosion. This is what happens when stocks are trading above 69.1. Don't expect a strong pullback until we see some type of negative divergence at some point. What's going to happen, and it's just speculation on my part, mostly what happens is that the market is going to have to figure out a way to make a higher high in price while the RSI makes a lower high. And at that point, the setup could be leaning to a market that might pull back. But we don't see that on the daily, on the weekly. So lots of strength, lots of strength. In fact, the only thing that I see right now that is even showing signs of negative divergence is on the 5-minute chart. You can see here moving to all-time intraday highs, but the market's been making lower highs. In fact, I can even see here with this double top recently, or let's say over the last couple of minutes here, because this is of course a minute chart, double top here while the market was making this short-term high. And keep in mind, this high here comes with the 5-minute chart failing to hold above 61.8. This happens to be the worst type of negative divergence. So what I'm saying here is very simple. Yes, we might get pullbacks, and you expect that. This market's been on a strong run. Here we are seeing evidence that the 5-minute chart could be suggesting that. But just because the 5-minute chart gives you a couple of 5 minutes time frame to the downside doesn't mean that the market has to drop significantly. The key is what the big time frames are doing. The weekly, whether it can hold above 69.1. Now, let's just speculate here that maybe we eventually get uniform activity rejection at 69.1. In other words, it moves back below 69.1, with uniform activity, that might be the beginning of a short-term sell signal. And also if that is also accompanied with the Dow failing to hold above 69.1. So right now Dow holding above 69.1, we just have to give the market the benefit of the doubt. And if the market is to pull back, then it's gonna come off this level, and the weekly chart is also gonna struggle to hold above 69.1. But again, the gist of this video is it is not every day that you see the monthly, the weekly, the daily, the hourly, and even, well, let's go to the proper hour, the hourly, and also the 30-minute chart. And it's not every day that you have this type of a situation, which might be explaining why right now we are looking at markets trading where markets are trading at all-time highs, because this is absolute strength. Eric Muathe with Muathe.com. As always, good luck, peace, and blessings. E-A-C-S.